Hi everybody, this is Farouk, the founder of the website toknowmyself.com that gets 500,000 visits each month and that has got 11 million visits so far. In this video, I'm going to talk about happiness. But before I tell you how to be happy, I first need to tell you a story about one of my friends. My friend wants to become an engineer since a long time, but he knows nothing about engineering, he didn't study engineering, and he didn't even go to college. But every day he stands up in front of the mirror and repeats affirmations and says things like, I will become an engineer, I will become an engineer, I will become an engineer. Do you think my friend will ever become an engineer? Of course he will never become an engineer. And most probably you are now thinking that I have a stupid friend, right? Sadly, let me tell you that most of us follow the same approach that my friend followed when it comes to happiness. We all want to become happy, and we all try to be happy, but the problem is that we follow inferior advice such as repeat affirmations or be a positive thinker without understanding that you need to put effort in order to become happy. You need to change the things that you don't like about your life. You need to quit that stressful job and go for another job that makes your life better. You need to make different decisions in order to live a happy life. Lying on the bed, repeating affirmations, standing in front of the mirror and saying I'm happy will never do you anything. Just like my friend will never become an engineer, you will never become happy if you depended on this inferior advice. You need to change the things that you dislike about your life. Let me tell you a story that will make things clear. One of my other friends works on a rig, in a petroleum company. He works for 30 days and comes for 2 days vacation once in a month. So each month he comes for only 2 days. And then I sat with him and I asked him, how can you tolerate such a lifestyle? How can you work for 30 days on a rig without seeing people and then come back for only 48 hours? He replied telling me that he hates his job and that he's not happy with this lifestyle. So I told him, why don't you quit your job? Why don't you find another job? He replied back saying, no, they give me a high salary and I can't sacrifice that salary right now. My answer was, don't complain about happiness because becoming happy is not a priority for you. For you, your priority was money and you were getting it. But your priority was never happiness, and that's why we didn't get it. In order to become happy in life, happiness must be one of your priorities. I'm not asking you to put happiness in the top priority and to quit your job and to change your whole life just to be happy, but instead, put happiness in mind while taking decisions. When you are about to take a certain decision, put happiness as one of the parameters that are involved in the decision-making process, else you will always be sad. When was the last time you took a decision while putting in mind that happiness is a priority? When was the last time you changed something in your life just because you wanted to be happy? When was the last time you refused an offer because it wasn't going to make you happy? When was the last time did that happen? And so if you are now complaining about happiness, while happiness is not one of your priorities, then you'll never become happy. If you ask any person, what are your goals in life, or what do you want to achieve in life? He will reply saying lots of things, and one of them would be, I want to become happy. Examine his lifestyle and you will discover that he's doing tons of things that are making him feel bad and miserable. And when you ask him, why don't you change these things? He will always reply back with certain excuses such as, no, it's my job, I can't change it. I don't want to do this right now. No, I don't have time. I don't have time. You are putting time as a priority, or assigning time a priority that is higher than happiness, and then complaining that you are not happy. You need to get rid of these excuses and put in mind that happiness can only be achieved by fighting for it, and you would never be able to fight for something that is not on the top of your priorities. The next time you take a decision, put in mind that happiness is a priority. Of course, it's not the biggest priority, but it's one of the priorities. Long ago, I had a job offer. It was a perfect job offer, and I was a fresh graduate, and anyone would have been in my place would have accepted that job offer. And I accepted, by the way. And I worked for a month and a half. But during this month and a half, I discovered that I stopped exercising. I don't see my friends anymore. And my whole life was ruined. But I was having a perfect job, a great pay, and a great career. If happiness wasn't a priority, I could have worked for that job, and I would have had a successful career, but I would have been very sad. But I quitted the job right after a month and a half, and I found a better job right after a few months that made me feel happier and that allowed me to do all the life activities that I usually used to do, and I became happy. So it's all about sacrificing things for happiness. It's all about balancing your priorities and putting in mind that you would never become happy before happiness takes a place in your decision-making process. One final thing that makes happiness seem to be hard to attain is that it needs some courage. you'll have to be brave enough to face people who will tell you that you are mad. How come you are leaving your job just because you want to be happy? And usually people who will tell you something like that are sad people. They are the ones who sacrifice their happiness for money, for their careers, and for anything else. Those are the sad people, and they want to make you sad just like them. So, in order to be happy, you need to put happiness in mind, and you need to make sure that happiness is a priority, and you need to take your decisions while putting in mind that happiness is one of the parameters that will affect your decision making and that must affect your decision making. Well, that was all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to visit me on my website www.tonammyself.com. And if you want more videos, just subscribe to this channel and you'll get